Kamala Harris will not be winning this next election. Let's discuss why. Howdy everyone, this is Slug. Joe Biden has declared that he is withdrawing from the next presidential election, so now we see him endorsing Vice President Kamala Harris. Of course, there's a lot of speculation immediately on who's going to be the next presidential candidate to go against Donald Trump, even with Biden's endorsement. Yet, any speculation was swiftly set aside once the majority of the country's delegates said they were going to be endorsing Kamala. This is really not a surprising outcome at all. It's beyond late for the campaigning cycle for there to be a reasonable primary nomination cycle like how it was in 2020. On top of that, since Kamala was already on Biden's ticket for 2024, she's able to use the funds that were raised on behalf of Biden's bid for re-election. This hasn't been without criticism from the right or even some other Democrats, but I digress. Now, I am not pro-Trump by any means. In fact, I voted for Bernie Sanders in the 2020 Democratic primaries and supported Andrew Yang heavily in 2019. However, this plays a large point to what I'm about to make. Does anyone even remember how she was perceived back then? I get that she's a safe choice, but Jesus Christ! After the second Democratic debate, she polled horribly. Single digits. She was seen as a sarcastic, moderate, and annoyingly condescending choice. Now, being rude or throwing out insults may work for Trump. Hell, almost his entire persona is that. However, that's not really the case for the Democratic Party. You see, a big reason why Biden, who was also unpopular in the beginning of the primary nomination cycle until all the moderates all dropped out to endorse Biden, did eventually win, was only because he wasn't like Trump. He was collected and boring, a moderate career politician, something that's completely the opposite of Trump. Kamala Harris was a spitfire, consistently clowned on for her inappropriate laughter and her history as a prosecutor. Let me repeat, she is not popular amongst Democrats. I expect the voting turnout in blue states is going to be even lower than 2020. Why would Democrats vote for Kamala when she wasn't even popular when she was originally running? She got 0 delegates overall. The common phrase that could be said in support for Kamala Harris and her potential successful presidential bid could be, well, Democrats vote blue no matter who. This might be true once they're in the voting booth, but you have to get voters to the booth in the first place. There's no huge fervor for Kamala to be president, besides the fact that she's not on death's door like Joe is. We are fast approaching November. Kamala really needs to make her VP choice count. I understand Biden's reasoning on why he chose Kamala in the first place, as he was saying he wanted to choose someone who was a woman, but her policies and her popularity as a leader wasn't a factor at all when it came to her actual choice of being VP. Maybe her original Medicare for All stance could come back to swing over previous Bernie and Warren supporters, but I doubt it. On top of that, back in 2020, many of Bernie's, the closest second choice after Biden, supporters ended up not even voting for Biden due to his middling policy choices. Well, some of them even voted for Trump as a form of a protest vote. I've met so many Democrats in my life that said they were not going to be voting for Biden, they're going to be voting for Trump exclusively off the fact that Harris is such a horrible pick. And this is also off of the very ineffective Biden administration that failed to wow even the most devout Democrat voters. Kamala being associated with this current administration does nothing to aid her in her election bid at all. Let's face it, this is a desperate bid, but it is a necessary one. There wasn't any potential Biden was going to be winning, and the Democratic Party knew this. However, even if Harris is the better choice, I truly don't foresee her winning at all. But we can only wait and see. Hey guys, this video is a lot different from my other content. I say that a lot on this channel. But I really would love to hear y'all's hot takes on who you think is going to be winning this upcoming election cycle. Feel free to comment your opinions below, whether you agree or disagree with my sentiments. This has been Slug on Slug's 2 cents. Have a good day.